What's your name?
Samuel.
Don't say my name is.
My name is Samuel. My name is Samuel Kioya, and I'm the one who's in charge of the technical department in Lisha AI Labs. Answering your question, we have developed some samples of what you're talking about. We call it a specific AI. Like right now, we've done models that understand everything to do with Lish AI Labs. So in case I just go to the model, ask it something, to do even a 10-page proposal about a specific area, it will be able to help us quickly do that. So now answering your question in terms of the government can be now translated into specific AI, whereby, for example, I go to eCitizen, I want a service on a particular area. I don't need to call customer service. I just write a prompt. It tells me, okay, these are the steps, step by step. In case you're talking about documentations, it's fed with all the data in terms of the parliamentary sittings, in terms of maybe the way the constitution has been evolving, and then it becomes that you have a track record of the AI as it goes on. So it becomes you're building on top of something as time's gone. So it saves on resources, saves on time. So it goes whereby everywhere you're doing, you'll have a skeleton to work with, and then you just refine the small details that are there. So that is something that is very possible and something that is very easy to do. Actually, our team has been capacity built by a PhD holder in AI from University of Oslo. Those are some of our partners.
Who is a Kenyan?
Yeah, who is a Kenyan.
Wow.
He's a Kenyan who headed...
what's his name?
He's called Joseph. Makoha.
Joseph Makoha.
Yeah. So he
So
has...
we have the capacity.
We have the capacity. Yeah, and we have also partnered with several people from a group called Kipna Kenyans in IT North America. They are really helping to capacity build and transfer the knowledge. So what we are trying to establish is get the first-hand knowledge of the industrial knowledge. Our curriculums are not based on the educational curriculum. They are based on industrial curriculum. So it's shorter and it's more impactful. So now once they get that, they can immediately start training models as soon as 3-4 months. And then now we proceed from there. I believe the only way we can set ourselves apart is by having as many AI engineers, more than the Western world. That is where it is the only space we can actually, we have the chance to thrive in. Because when you talk about software, we've been defeated, but AI is still very fresh.
Still fresh, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nobody has a head start. Yes, Louis.
No one has a head start.
It's very interesting to hear what you have to say. Based on what you've just mentioned about curriculum, what do you think, like the recommendations you can make, maybe like for our own education programs? Like now we've just revamped, for primary school education, and now introducing AI and basically computer technology at a younger age to be able to bridge the gap between, especially when young children start developing, being able to, especially in the STEM subjects, science, technology, and mathematics, being able to now, first of all, learn faster, adapt, and be able now to even get into accelerated programs for young gifted youth, for example. So maybe my question would be in terms of now the recommendations that you can give to the ministry in terms of now adjusting for this.
So actually it's very interesting because we had an ILO meeting and the same question popped up. So I think the first recommendation is we need to see how we can include IT in our curriculum as early as possible. Where we've gotten IT should no longer be an if, it should be a must. So we try. I met someone who was very interesting. He came up with a model whereby you can have portable projectors in every school that can have like an IT course that is pre-programmed in the portable projectors. So instead of having, for example, 100 computers in primary schools, you can have projectors which teach them about IT, teach them about the digital skills, and then for the spaces which can be able to get access to computers, these children start learning the IT programs as early as possible. Then I think the other place where we've really gone wrong is people who are developing curriculums and the people in the industry, they don't meet. So when they're developing the curriculums, you're just assuming it's based on assumptions. But when you bring in the people from the industry, they'll give you what is there. So instead of using version 2.0, they give you version 4, so that you don't have to teach your people version 2, 3, teach them 4. So I think that's an element that has really missed out. And I also think the last thing is our curriculum is evolving very slowly. Right now, we don't have any school in Kenya that is certifying AI courses. And you can imagine AI has been there for more than 10 years. And still, we don't even have like a basic diploma. You know, you can't get a diploma certificate on AI. You can't get a diploma certificate on blockchain. You can't get a diploma certificate, you know, on all the emerging technologies. So I feel like there needs to be a department that can be able to synchronize with what is happening in the world to make sure we are ahead by creating the latest courses. Yeah, and partnering with the industry. Yeah, so they don't develop it alone. Yeah.
Just to add one thing, and very, very simple from a Raymond perspective, and that is our experience for the last 3 years. Anybody who can use a smartphone is trainable. So it doesn't have to have all the knowledge of, you know, computers and all this. Our experience for 3 years, anybody in this country who can use a smartphone is trainable. And within 3 months, they can be able to start doing the jobs. So it's not complicated.
Oh, it's not
Yeah. So answering your question, then we need to introduce whether it's you know, computers or smartphone, all the way from kindergarten, so that our children and our future start using computers, so that when and again, because AI is moving very fast, so that they will have a little knowledge. And that little knowledge, all what they need to do is to be trained, and then the jobs are there.
My only last question would be this.
Uh-huh.
For the people who are skeptical about technology, especially when it comes to security, when it comes to child safety, for what they consume, maybe what kind of stopgap measures or training or any of the above would you recommend, so that parents who have young ones now can trust what Lisha AI has to offer, and others like you?
I'll answer from a Raymond perspective again. We can't fear technology. Technology is moving very fast. All what we need to do is to embrace what is good, and whatever is bad, we mitigate. And that answer will be answered by a technical person. But we can't start fearing. It's just like making guns. If you make guns, and when guns were made, people were fearing. But then guns, there is where they are used. So technology is the same. So we can't fear technology. We cannot fear AI. That AI is going to take all the jobs. AI is going to bring all this. We need to look what is good for it. We take what is good, what is bad, we leave it. But then we mitigate about it, about the bad side of it. Yeah.
Maybe
From a layman perspective.
yeah.
The AI model has been developed in different ways. Basically, we'll just take you to see the kind of CCTV AI models that are currently working, so that it answers your question very well. Yes. Thank you.
I think, Gabriel, maybe you can comment about smart government and whether this has an interlink.
Well, of course, to an extent, and actually it's quite a heavy extent. But I think there's an element that we haven't captured very well in the longest. And I liked what you said about modeling the African, way of doing things. And I think this has been the missing piece. The reason why I'm saying this is because everything we look at, or everything we are doing, even what you're doing currently, is, like you said, the West, Europe, and everything. So Africa, by nature, we have become consumers. And that is how we've ended up again, in the bottom of the pyramid. Remember the technology revolution, the iPhones, the Samsungs. What has Africa ended up with? We become consumers. We buy devices. But what do we do as far as engineering these devices are? You look at titanium, you look at Congo. We have the raw material, but really, at the end of the day, we become consumers. All right? So I think you have started a conversation that this country must start paying attention to. What must this technology, AI, do for Africa? I usually tell folks, when he started talking about machine learning, I started talking about machine learning in 2006 when I was doing my master's, under the leadership of one of the best AI teachers, professors, called Jessica Keys. She was actually my AI professor. This is 2006. And what we were talking about back then is actually what is starting to manifest. I was saying people or governments will be smarter, work, or let's say processes will be smarter, vehicles will be smarter, aeroplanes will be, everything, will become smart. Today, with just your voice, curtains are open, lights are on, your car welcomes you, and the whole shebang. So now think of it in 10, 20 years to come. So where will Africa be? Will we have Siri that's talking our language? Will you be able to send a message once you wake up to your daughter who's in school, and you're able to collaborate many things, same way they are doing in the Western? So that's why I'm thinking the conversation you've started needs to be given a lot of momentum and push so that people can start understanding. We don't need to be consumers anymore. No. We need to be part of this revolution. And how we do it is what you've started. What you've started here. Because here you're developing engineers who will start asking questions. If it's happening this way in Europe, why can it not happen here? You know, and that's why I think with the help of Mheshimiwa and our parliament, we need to start working on laws. The other day I was looking at social media. Believe me or not, Africa today, we consume a lot of social media and interactivity more than even the Western. Half of them actually don't have Facebook. So where do they spend most of their time? They spend most of their time in building applications that we end up using.
We end up consumers.
We are the consumers. We need.
And they're making money.
Exactly, and they're making money. So we need to change this narrative. We are no longer consumers. Yes, you can go to see what is happening in the world. You can, Facebook. You can go into the social media, the world of it. I mean, you don't want to be left behind. But at the end of the day, who is building that? Yesterday I asked the students at Arvist. I asked them to tell me the commonality between people like Frederick Smith of FedEx, Google, with Sajin and Larry. I asked them to tell me the likes of Bill Gates. We also talked about the four major billion technologies. And they really struggled. They tried, but I told them the commonness in all of them is that all those multi-billion-dollar companies today were started in colleges, where these kids are. They started thinking. They started exploring. So what we need to start here today is how will Africa look like in the next 20 years?
Actually, even in 5 years.
In 5 years, yes.
In 5
that
years.
therein lies our answer. Because, let's face it, we have the material. This is only the other day we started building our first phone, which is a huge. Many people are not realizing how huge that step is. But I believe I believe in the next 2 years, people will realize, wow, now we can manufacture a smartphone. The next 5-10 years, for these engineers seated here, I think this is what they will be coming. This will be the launching pad. I think of the next revolution, technology revolution.
Thank you for that. And we want to assure the government that we are very keen on creating that for Africa. We are not only looking at ourselves as Kenya, but we are looking at the whole of Africa, because Africa, as you have rightly said, is lagging behind. We are only consumers. Now LEASH is geared towards its own creating solutions for Africa. Thank you very much.
They are planning not to do the manual welding.
Because of the eyes and all of that.
Yes, they are planning to create a robot whereby the robot will be doing the welding. Yes, so that's the kind of model we are trying to do here, basically in the line of AI.
What about, do you have any communications AI model that you're trying to, any clients?
For now, no.
For now, not yet.
Is that something that we can
That's something we can develop. Because we have a research and development department upstairs, and we can. These are the solutions we are talking about, local solutions for local problems. That's where LEASH is now concentrating on. As we work for clients, the experience we are getting from them, we want to translate it to solve our own African problems.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not just for the Western.
No, not just for
and
the
there's also
Western.
that technology transfer.
Yes, yes.
Because no country has
Yes.
a head start on AI.
No,
That is
none.
why somebody in Nakuru can do it
Yes.
for the American.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So I think we need to.
Yes, yes.
We agree on a partnership
Yes,
with
yes,
you.
yes.
And see what it entails.
Yes.
To do that communications
Excellent.
model.
Yes.
Because we need that. You know, we are finding.
Yes.
Communication has now morphed. It's no
That's
longer the usual.
Yes.
There's a feedback aspect of it. There's whatever, and there's a lot that has happened. There's a lot of data.
Yes.
How can we leverage on that as the Government Spokespersons Office to really have an edge?
Yes.
You know, to reach out to more people. If you can count the number of fruits, the number of plants and what have using AI,
Yes.
what then can be done to also ensure we communicate effectively and better. Sometimes one of the challenges we have as our organization is, as a mouth of government, is we don't know the reach of our messaging.
Yes.
Currently, we are relying more on mainstream media, but we know very well fewer and fewer people are watching TV.
Yes.
Fewer and fewer people are listening to radio. So people are in the digital space.
Yes.
But the reach, is it just one blogger with 3 followers and 3 views? So how do you then measure that? How do you ensure that really that is resonating with the people? How do you do social listening that is beneficial to your kind of communication? And I think, Louis, that is your...
To a specific object. It can be a robot or a self-driven car. So the general name is just data annotations.
So explain to a layman, what is data annotation?
Now, we are trying to give instructions, or we are trying to make a machine think like a human being. That is the basic thing that a layman can understand.
Okay.
Yes.
So you are giving, now you are so feeding it data,
Yes.
so that it can have the capacities almost similar to a human being.
Yes, sir.
To do what kind of tasks?
One, self-driven cars. We are giving instruction to self-driven cars so that when they are in a highway, they can tell that this is an object and this is the drivable surface or a road to avoid accidents. Okay. Yes.
To avoid accidents and what have you. So
yes.
how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this work for the last 3 years.
For the last 3 years?
Yes.
It's very sad. And how has it benefited you?
Okay, so far I thank God. It's been a good journey. The major thing that I've achieved through this work, I was able to clear my fee back in campus.
Okay.
I'm a graduate
You're a graduate from?
the great Maseno University.
Oh, the great.
Yes.
What were you studying there?
Yes, I did BSc in Mathematics and Computer Science. Yes, and I majored in Applied Mathematics.
Okay.
Yes.
So how did you end up here at Leash AI?
Now, after my graduation, I came back home and I tried to hustle, to look for something to do, with the expectations that after campus we are going to get those big jobs that we shall earn 50,000, 80,000. But unfortunately, I was not able to get any job. So I was referred to this organization by a friend of mine, and that's how I ended up here.
Where are you from?
I'm from here, Nakuru, but I stay in Kaptembo.
September.
Yes.
But when you were in Maseno, you also you are from originally from here.
Yes, yes.
So
I'm
you
born
just
and
went to
bred.
Maseno to study.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So how has it helped you financially?
Yes, I've started a small business.
What kind of business is this?
Music studio,
Eh.
where we are training
Eh.
people how to play different instruments.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes,
Unacheza keyboard?
Personally, I'm playing drum sets.
Drum sets, eh?
Yes.
So it's making some money for you.
Yes, at least I'm getting something out of it.
Wonderful.
Yes, sir.
Na bibi umepata ama bado?
Bado tunangoja Mungu.
Wewe unaonekana umeokoka sana. Bwana
sir.
asifiwe.
Amen.
Yes, now let's talk to this lady for purposes of gender.
Yeah, for the balance of
Yeah, gender. Habari yako? I don't know whether you need to adjust your cameras ama just sit down. It's very difficult. It should be as natural as possible. How are you, madam?
I'm fine, sir.
Uko salama?
Kabisa.
Toa mic hapo hapo. Uko hapo? No, it's okay. You can put it there. Habari yako?
Nzuri.
Unaitwa nani?
Susan Irungu.
Yeah?
Susan Irungu.
Susan?
Irungu.
Irungu.
Yes.
Irungu. How old are you, madam?
I'm 28 years old.
28 years old.
Yes.
How come both of you are seated here and you're the same age? Now, naitwa nani?
Victor.
Victor? Eh?
Victor.
Victor Rock. Vizuri sana. Unaongea kama mtu sana. Tuambie story yako. Why are you here? How long have you been here? Umefaidika kivipi?
I've been here for 1 year. Yes, I've been here for 1 year.
What have you been doing for the last 1 year?
Better annotation.
Okay. Where are you from?
Laikipia.
You are from Laikipia?
Yes.
Nikikuuliza swali unasema I am from Laikipia. Where are you from?
I'm from Laikipia.
So why did you end up at this place from Laikipia?
I was referred by a friend. Since after graduation, I was getting internships. I have not yet managed to get a job.
Okay. Ulisomea wapi? University?
Moi University.
Did you somewhere?
I studied in Moi University.
What did you study?
Bachelor of Science in Informatics.
Bachelor of Science
In informatics.
in Informatics.
Yes.
So is that course relevant to what you are doing now?
Yes, it is.
How?
Because it is a field in IT, and still we are doing artificial intelligence, which is part of IT. Yes.
So what have you benefited so far from this program, from this upper niche AI?
I've benefited being in niche AI. I'm able to pay my bills, and I have a brother who is in school. I support him to pay his school fees.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
So you said your full name?
Susan Irungu.
So your middle name?
Susan Moringi Irungu. Moringi.
Moringi.
Yes.
Moringi.
Yeah.
Umeweza kujilipia bills zako na pia kusomesha mtoto wako.
Yeah.
Uko level gani ya masomo?
Ako college. Yes.
What do you have to tell about young people and AI and such kind of jobs?
I'll tell the young people to take opportunity whenever they get an opportunity to work online. They should not choose jobs. They grab the opportunity to make a better life. Yes. Yeah.
Yes, what do you have to tell about other young people?
Yes, my advice to the young people is that they should not wait for those luxurious jobs. When they go office, you work in big offices. Anything that you can get, you start from there, and it shall be well with all of us.
Wonderful.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Moringe. My name is Isaac Mwaura, Government Spokesman. Asante sana. Nikumbushe jina lako?
Ongoya Joseph.
Ongoya?
Yes, sir.
Asante sana. Kwa nzuri. Elisha Ongoya unamjua?
Hapana.
Wakili mzuri sana huyo. Haya, asante sana.